Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Desi Ramadhani, and today I like to present my uh, research about the relationship between psychosomatic symptoms and presentation skill in university students. Uh, for my presentation, there are uh, five sections. The first is recall, second literature review, the third is research methodology, the fourth is findings, and the last is conclusion. And on my presentation, there will be take uh, 10 to 10 to 15 minutes. So without further ado, let's move on the first section. It's about the background. So why I choose this topic because many students have experienced like uh, physical reaction or physical symptoms such as trembling, headaches, fast heartbeat, or stomach pain when they have to give a presentation. And previous study mostly just talk about psychological factors like anxiety, um, self-efficacy, and stress. But the review talk about how this reaction of our body, like psychosomatic symptoms, are affected our presentation performance. You may take a look on my on slide on my slide. There are three references I use. The first is about the relationship between academic stress and psychosomatic symptoms among university students from Sari and Putri 20 and 21. And these findings, this research just talk about academic stress like associated with psychosomatic complaints and just focus only the mental stress. Not, but on my research, I want to know like how psychosomatic symptoms may influence our presentation performance. And next is about efficacy and its influence on student presentation skill from Rahmawati 20 and 20. Uh, this research just talk about uh, self-efficacy can improve our presentation skill or our speaking ability, but not talk about psychosomatic symptoms that could be a new variable related to our presentation. And next is about stress level and public speaking performance among college students from Gunawan and Setiawan 20 and 19. Uh, this research just talk about the higher stress can affect our public speaking ability. Just focus on psychological stress. But on my research, I want to know like there are relationship. Is it there a relationship between psychosomatic symptoms and student presentation skill? So let's move on the literature review. So what is psychosomatic symptoms? Psychosomatic symptoms are like our reaction of our body when you feel stress or anxiety of something. For for example, like you feel trembling, sweating, or headache, like when you have to give a presentation, or you feel pain stomach like that. And the second is about presentation skill. So what is presentation skill? Presentation skill is about your ability to organize your material, like speaking clearly, control your voice, or use body language. And of course, the audience can understand what you say. So, in my research, I want to know that is there a relationship between psychosomatic symptoms and presentation skill among university students. So let's move on the research methodology. Uh, for my research, I use quantitative design with purpose of something. Students who have done presentation in their class and with sample size 57 respondent with instrument online questionnaire like Google Form, and there are two variable. The first is variable X or psychosomatic symptoms with 10 items and Likert scale 1 to 5. Uh, and also presentation, sorry, and also variable Y or presentation skill with 10 items and Likert scale 1 to 5. And I use descriptive for the data analysis, so I visualize using chart for each question of both variables. So let's move on the findings. First, I'm gonna talk about the findings of variable X or psychosomatic symptoms. Based on the chart, 18.31% of my respondents that agree that the palms get sweaty before or during presentation. Next, uh, based on the chart, 19.33% of my respondents like disagree that the muscle in their neck or shoulders feel tense when they are preparing for a presentation. Next, based on the chart, 19.33% of respondents strongly disagree that their face turn red or pale when they speak in front of many people. And next, 20.35 of my respondents strongly disagree that they feel dizzy or have mild headache while waiting for their turn to present. And next, 17.29% of respondents strongly disagree that after the presentation is over, they feel very tired or physical drain. Next, based on the chart, 29.50% of the respondents agree that they feel their heart race whenever they have to give a presentation. And next, based on the chart, 15.26% of respondents disagree that they often feel nauseous or have an upset stomach before performing. And next, based on the chart, 22.38% of respondents agree that their voice sometimes trembles when they speak in front of the class. And next, 18.31% of respondents agree that they feel the urge to urinate more often before a presentation. Next, last, based on the chart, 19.33% of respondents agree that the breathing becomes fast or feels short during presentation. So let's move on the findings of my variable Y or presentation skill. The first, based on the chart, 20.35% of respondents agree that they can maintain eye contact with the audience during the presentation. Next, based on the chart, 21.36% of my respondents agree and natural that they can control their voice and speaking pace, so that is easy for the audience to hear and follow. And next, based on the chart, 21.36% of my respondents agree and natural that they don't just read the slide, but explain them in their own words. And next, 19.53% of my respondent natural that they can answer the audience questions quite well. And next, nine, sorry, 21.36% of my respondent natural that they are confident when delivering the material. So next, based on the chart, 26.45% of the respondents agree that they use body language that support their explanation. And based on the chart, 22.38% of the respondents agree that they can express the main ideas in a way that is easy to understand. And the next 26.45% of my respondents agree that they can organize the presentation material in a logical and clear order. And next, based on the chart, 26.45% of my respondents agree that the duration of their presentation fits the allotted time. And the last, uh, based on the chart, 24.41% of my respondents that agree their explanation, sorry, their presentation slides are not overloaded with text that support the explanation they deliver. So, we move on the conclusion. Based on the findings, we can conclude that there is no strong uh, relationship between psychosomatic symptoms and presentation skill, even though some students have experience such as nervous, sweating, or like trembling when they have to give a presentation, but do not always affected our presentation performance. But it depends uh, some factors like that may influence our presentation, like our our confidence or our preparation or even experience in public speaking. So on my slide there are references I used to help my research. So maybe that's all for my presentation. Thank you for the opportunity. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.